Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all for today's satsang. So today we will speak from Bhagavad Gita on the topic of what should be the highest goal as per Krishna. So before we start reading from Bhagavad Gita, I would like to ask, it's 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's come. So which game is this? Football. Everyone have either played it or seen it. So what they have to do in the game of football, what the players have to do, they have to take the ball and put it in the perfect. Now, suppose that the game of football is going on and someone comes and removes both the goalposts. There are two goalposts, one on this side, one on the other side. Someone removes the goalpost and there are 22 players playing with the ball. What will happen? They will not have goal. There is no goal. So what they are doing, they are passing ball from one person to other person and one person to other person, and the whole field they are passing the ball, but they don't know what to do now. Why? There is no goal. So after some time, the players will stop playing. They will say, what is this? We don't know what to do. We are just passing the ball from this leg to that leg, to this person, to that corner, but there is no goal. Right? There will be confusion. There will be chaos. Similarly, if you consider the game of football as our life, and if in our life also, we play so much football, right? Our life is also like a football. We go from this house, to this office, to that office, and then from this place to that place, and our mind is like going from here, there, should I do this, should I do that, should I eat this, should I wear it, should I go for program today, one time I come, one time I don't come. Mind is, playing so much of football with us. And in all that football, what we play with our life, suppose there is no goal, will we not be in confusion just like those football players who don't have goal? Simple. Even for a small game of football, they have a goal. And our life, which is so important for us at least, if we don't have a goal, then there will be confusion, then there will be chaos. And that is what Krishna is talking about. Right? Now you will say, my life has so many goals. Some goals like what we have. What goals we have? Okay, I'll not. Some of the goals what we have. What career what I will become. I'll become a doctor, I'll become an engineer, I will have this much wealth, I will have a house over here, I will have so many children, I have this family, I will go to gym and I will have this thing and that bike and that car. So many goals we have in life, right? All these goals keeps changing with these three things. These are goals, and this we have to have. There is no doubt about it. These goals are there. You will say, yes, my life is having goal. But these goals change based on desha, kala, and patra, time, place, and circumstances. Correct? Our career keep changing goals based on what are the circumstances outside. One point of time, engineers were civil engineers were in demand. Now they are no more in demand. Now some other AI engineer or computer engineers are in demand. Then our wealth goal, they keep on changing. Our wealth goal keep on changing, right? Once I achieve the goal of wealth, then you will say, I'm satisfied. No, I want more. It keeps on changing. Right? All these goals, what we have around us, what we are putting around us, they keep on changing. Our goal in the morning is something else. Our goal in the night is something else. So goals also change in the span of a day. right? So all these goals are required, but they are relative. Relative means it will keep changing based on time, place and circumstances. They are not permanent. Krishna speaks about in Bhagavad Gita, which we will see now, some goals what we should have in our life, which should be permanent goals. They should be like the foundational goals, and all these goals should be on top of that. Krishna says that this life is very, very rare. Human life is very, very rare. This intelligence what God has given us is very, very rare. We should not be just wasting it for some small things, because energy needed to get those goals are same, right? So Krishna says have very, very high goal. So what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about achieving, or what is the highest goal? First he defines the highest goal. Can you all guess what Krishna says? What is the highest goal for humans? He says in Bhagavad Gita clearly. I will show you the shloka also. Go to Goloka. Okay, what else? You can guess. What is this? There is no right or wrong answer. Mataji says going to Goloka. Okay, that is one. वैकुंठ गोलोका. कर्म करो, सही है. और let this be last birth. Okay. और गैस करो ना, क्या बोलेंगे कृष्णा? आईफोन लो, लैपटॉप लो, वो तो डेफिनेटली नहीं बोलेंगे, राइट? या अपना घर बनाओ कोलवा बीच पे, वो तो डेफिनेटली नहीं बोलेंगे. क्या बोलेंगे? अभी आप लोग यू आर कमिंग फॉर अ ईयर नाउ. हाँ, मेरे शरण में आओ. और क्या? भक्ति करो, जप करो, फल का त्याग करो. ओके, फाइन. सो यू आर वेरी क्लोज. Krishna in the 7th chapter, 18th shloka, he says, Mam evam uttamam gatim. Mam evam, attaining me is the highest gatim. Gatim means destination. Gatim means goal. Uttamam means topmost. If you see this shloka, 7.18, if you read the last two lines, being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me. He is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. So attaining him is the highest and the most perfect goal. And this should be our foundational goal. Our goal in life, as you all said, going to Vaikunta, Bhakti karo, Jap karo, Mere Sharan mein aao. That should be the foundational goal. I am not saying this. Krishna said this 5,000 years back. Bhagavad Gita में क्या लिखा है? ये लिखा है भगवद गीता में. कृष्णा बोलते हैं योर गोल शुड बी अटेनिंग मी, राइट? नाउ विल सी हाउ टू डू दैट एंड व्हाट कृष्णा एक्चुअली मीन बाय सेइंग अटेनिंग मी. आई विल स्किप दिस पार्ट. सी, भगवद गीता इज सच अ scripture what Krishna has given us. He will just not say do it, he will also tell us how to do it. You know, if you have read Bhagavad Gita or if you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you will see that one shloka is connected to the other shloka, and then other shloka, and then other shloka, and then suddenly Krishna will summarize last 10 shlokas. He will always give solutions in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a book of solutions, right? That's why we should read Bhagavad Gita every day. So Krishna says in 7.18, attaining me is the highest goal everyone should have. And then he tells 6 steps. It's a very step-by-step approach. No, I don't. So in the 7th chapter, first shloka, Krishna tells 6 steps by which we can attain him. These are the 6 steps in the shloka. Then we will try to break it. So the shloka goes as like this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjam Madashrayah Asamshaya Samagramyam Yat Nyasasi Tat Shrunu. So Lord says, Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Partha, that is Arjun, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So in this shloka, Krishna gives 6 steps. Now you say, where are the 6 steps? That is why we require acharyas. then the acharyas break down what Krishna has spoken so that we understand it properly. Again, Bhagavad Gita is a very, very deep science. So these are the 6 steps. So when we read this shloka, it starts with Maya Sakta Mana Partha. So you don't read it from top, you read it from bottom. From bottom, what are the last two words? Tat Shrunu. Shrunu means hear, Shravanam. So Sanskrit sometimes, if you have to decode the shloka, you have to start reverse. So Krishna says in the and, Tat Shrunu, hear about me. That is the first step of attaining Krishna. Hearing about Krishna. What is the second step? Yad Nyasasi, which are the 2 words just before Tat Shrunu. Again at the bottom line, the last line. Yad Nyasasi means if we hear about Krishna, then we will get knowledge about Krishna. Nyasasi, Jnana. We will get Jnana about Krishna. And then Asamshayaha, all your doubts will get clear. Mad Ashrayaha, take my shelter. Yogam Yunjaha, practice bhakti yoga. And Maya Sakta Manaha. If you do these 5 things, the 6th outcome will be you will be attached to me. Right? So if you just read this shloka in isolation, you will probably, okay, when we read this shloka with this translation, we will feel, oh, Krishna is saying the same thing again and again and again. Everywhere same thing, become my devotee, ये पूजा करो, अर्चना करो, फूल डालो, अगरबत्ती दिखाओ, बस हो गया, समझ में नहीं आएगा. But then if you read the commentaries of Acharya, Srila Prabhupada breaks it down in the purport. He gives the 6 steps, and following the 6 steps, step by step, we will understand how we have to progress in our bhakti. Otherwise we feel bhakti बोले तो क्या, हाँ कृष्णा का स्मरण करो, कर्म को त्याग करो, बोले तो क्या, कर्म को त्याग करो बोले तो क्या, घर में बैठो, कर्म करो बोले तो क्या, सिर्फ काम करते रहो 24 घंटा, करना क्या है. Sometimes people have very fake understanding, very not very clear understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Here Krishna tells very black and white what we have to do, what are the steps we have to follow to become his, to get attached to him. He says, Maya asakta, we become asakta to someone. Mana partha, in your mind you will always remember me. How? By following these steps, which starts from hearing. Right? That's why Hari Katha has given so much importance. So just to tell you the background, Bhagavad Gita has how many shlokas? 700. Okay. And how many chapters? 18 chapters. So 6 plus 6 plus 6. 6 chapters in the first, 6 chapters in middle, and 6 chapters in the end. 7.1 is the middlemost section of Bhagavad Gita. So the middlemost section of Bhagavad Gita is the Bhakti Yoga. Initially it is Karma Yoga, the first 6 chapters. Karma karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. So people get stuck over there only. उसके आगे उनका दिमाग चलता ही नहीं है, उधर ही अटक गया. हाँ बस इतना ही सुनना है और मत सुनाओ मुझे. तो जिंदगी भर वही करो गधे की तरह. In GEC we had Goa Engineering College. Every college has had a logo. So we had a logo, and there was one liner on that logo. I think the logos, it was karma hi puja, something like that. People say na, my karma hi meri puja hai. If karma hi puja hai, then the best worshippers are donkeys, right? Because donkeys do what? Karma hi karte hain zindagi bhar, aur kuch karte, khana bhi nahi khate. They foam at their mouth. If karma hi puja hai, then donkeys are the best worshippers. We cannot compete with donkeys, and we don't want to become donkeys. So karma is puja is not entirely right. If karma is only puja, then gangsters and gundas and people who are doing all wrong things, they are also doing karma, right? So then are they also right in what they are doing? No, then it is not entirely correct. That's why we should have complete understanding of Gita. Yes, Krishna speaks about karma, but that's only limited to the 2nd chapter. And Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters, 16 more chapters. In the later chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna asks Krishna, what should I do? Should I do karma? He said, no, Tyag, I'll give you karma. Then what I should do? Jnana. After some time, he says, give up Jnana also in 6th chapter. And then in the 7th chapter onwards, he tells him about Bhakti Yoga. And then there are verses after verses, Krishna tells about Bhakti Yoga. After coming for Bhagavad Gita classes for 1 year, at least now we should not say that कर्म ही पूजा है, कर्म करते रहो, फल की चिंता मत करो. वो सिर्फ सुनने के लिए अच्छा दिखता है. कल सैलरी बंद हो गई, हम जाएंगे काम पे, क्यों? कर्म करते रहो ना, फल की चिंता क्यों कर रहे हो? नहीं, सैलरी तो चाहिए भाई, तुम कंपनी गए तेल लेने, सैलरी बंद, काम बंद. राइट? सो कर्म ही पूजा, कर्म करते रहो, ये सिर्फ फिलोसॉफी है, हम थोड़ी उसको अप्लाई करते हैं, नहीं करते हैं. बट भक्ति योगा अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. वी कैन अप्लाई भक्ति योगा एंटायरली, and that is what Krishna is saying over here. So 7th chapter, shloka number 1, he is starting with the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which is bhakti yoga. And in the very first shloka is what we said now. So this is one of the most important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is just starting to tell Arjuna what is the aim, what should be the aim of your life. Because he is confused. He said, no, I don't want to fight. I want to leave, go to jungle, I'll beg, that is my aim. Krishna says, that's not your aim. Sometimes people feel Krishna made Arjuna to fight the war. That was his aim. That also was not the aim. Fighting, why Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight? Krishna would have finished them easily on his own, all the Kauravas. Krishna wanted to give Bhagavad Gita through Arjuna, right? So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita what should be our goal. So now what we will do is, one by one, we will go into each of this. So first thing is, Tat Shrunu. ये बहुत important है. Which we have 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, genitals, skin and ear. Out of all the 5 senses, the most powerful and the most dangerous is what? Even when you are sleeping, all your senses are dull. Which sense is active? कुछ गिर गया तो उड़ जाता है, क्या हो गया? Ear is waiting. कुछ मिल रहा है क्या सुनने के लिए? कुछ gossip मिल रही है क्या? I'm just waiting for some gossip. तो सोते वक्त भी he is waiting for gossip. Just imagine when he is active, how much is waiting for gossip, right? What is on YouTube now? What is there in Netflix, movies? All gossip. It's the same story. They are just changing the form and giving us the same thing again, packed up in new way, and we are giving our ears to it. So it's very, very important that, as we always say, whom we are giving our ears to. Our time is very important. Every minute in human life is important. We don't know how powerful our human life is. We are just wasting it, going here, going there. यहाँ पे देखो क्या लगा है, वहाँ पे देखो क्या लगा है. जिंदगी इसी में निकल जाएगी, right? So very, very important whom I am giving my ears to, because ears are the pathway to the heart, not even eyes. Not even eyes. Because if suppose I am describing you about Vrindavan, there is no PowerPoint. Just by my words I can make a picture in front of you. You can see the whole Vrindavan just by words. You don't even have to see. And sometimes when you hear by your ears, it goes more inside than you see, right? So ears are very, very important. We all have to be very careful whom I am giving my ears to, what we are doing with it, right? We discussed this. We are the average of 5 people that we spend most time with. So we have to see who are the 5 people we spend our most time with. We become like them, right? So आप देखिए आपकी अवती भवती में कौन है. सबसे पहला नंबर किसका रहेगा? इसका. सबसे पहले ये है ना. बीबी बच्चे सब बाद में, पहले ये. भगवान तो है ही नहीं लिस्ट में, right? So we have to be. या देखिए मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, सबसे पहले ये राइट. इसके बिना नींद नहीं आती हमें. सबसे पहले दबा के हर 10 सेकंड में उसको देखने का, किसी ने हमें कॉल तो नहीं किया. सो वी विल बिकम लाइक दैट. हम उसकी तरह ही बन जाएंगे. हम उसमें क्या देखते हैं, कौन सी मूवीज देखते हैं, किससे बात करते हैं. सो वी हैव टू सी हमारे आजू बाजू में कौन है, हु आर द 5 पीपल क्लोज टू अस. हम उनकी तरह बन जाएंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि उसे हम हमारा कान देते हैं, उनका सुनते हैं, राइट? ये कौन है? Who is this? Which Leela is this of the Lord? Yes, Vyas. Who else? Come on, think about it. नारद मुनि है. नारद मुनि के नीचे पाँव के पास एक किसकी बीवी? व्यास. ये प्रहलाद है, प्रहलाद. And Prahlad's mother, Kayagu, right? हिरण्यकश्यप, नरसिंहदेव जिसके लिए आए, right? She is wife of हिरण्यकश्यप. And Narad Muni instructed her on Bhagavatam when Prahlad was where? In the womb, not even outside. वो माँ के पेट में था, गर्भ में था. तभी प्रहलाद महाराज को नारद मुनि ने इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया श्रीमद् भागवतम के ऊपर. एंड इन द वूम ऑफ हिज मदर ही हर्ड अबाउट कृष्णा. हम तो बाहर है, हमारे कान तो एक्टिव है, वूम में पता नहीं सुनाई देता है कि नहीं, बट ही हर्ड, उसे सुनाई दिया. And when he came out, he became number one devotee. That's why we say Bhakta Shiromani Prahlad. He is the topmost devotee. And his guru, Narad Muni, spoke to him when he was not even outside in the womb. बस कान एक्टिव, सब आँख वाँख सब बंद होते हैं, सिर्फ कान, गर्भ में ना सिर्फ कान खुले होते हैं, सिर्फ सुनाई देता है आवाज़. अंदर को आँख तो बंद होती है, अंदर सेंसेस सब इनर्ट है, स्मेल तो आता है नहीं, नाक वाक में सब पानी आता है, सिर्फ कान खुले होते हैं. कान से vibrations मालूम होते हैं. That's why when the mother is carrying the child in the womb, we normally say don't go out after 7 o'clock. हाँ, घर की बूढ़ी औरत बोलती है ना, घर से बाहर मत जाओ 7 बजे के बाद. बट हमारे लोगों का दिन तो 7 बजे के बाद ही चालू होता है रात को. वो रात को बाहर जाके नाचेगी नहीं तब तक मज़ा कहाँ आएगा. तो बच्चे भी वैसे ही पैदा हो जाते हैं फिर. एंड देन वी फील वाई द किड्स आर लाइक दिस. Kids are like this because before they were born, what vibrations they got, what music they heard, what movies they saw, what they ate, everything is just it's just Newton's third law. Every action will have reaction, right? So what you sow, you are reaping that. You say, मैंने तुम्हें ऐसा कभी नहीं सिखाया, suddenly तुम ऐसा, some relatives come and the child is acting so naughty, you feel so embarrassed, and then you feel after they go, I never taught you this, from where it is coming? What do you mean by you never thought? You never thought when he is outside. When he was inside, so many things are taught, right? So that's why when the child is inside the womb, it is told that read Srimad Bhagavatam. Read the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Prahlad Maharaj's story. So child becomes like Prahlad. It's up to us whom we want to raise. We want to raise Prahlad or we want to raise Ravan and Hiranyakashipu. It's a fact. It's a fact, right? So that's why the parenting starts not when the child is growing up, even before the child is born, the Garbhadan Sanskar, even before he is born. There is a proper sanskar even for a man and woman to come together and unite and create a child in the womb. But who cares about all it? I don't know why it is even more important. He's just a child. It's not like that. It's not like that. Bhagavatam tells in detail how a right kind of soul is attracted to the womb based on what is the psychology of the husband and the wife. Based on that you get a child. And then, there are different karmas which comes into it. So Prahlad Maharaj heard when he was in the womb. The same Prahlad Maharaj, when he came out and he grew to 5-year-old, he gave this instruction. This is in Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj defined what is bhakti and how to do bhakti. And he gave 9 processes by which we can do bhakti of Lord Krishna. He said, Prahlad uvacha Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. These are the 9 processes of devotional service given by Prahlad, in which if you see Shravanam, hearing, Kirtanam, chanting the names of the Lord, Smaranam, remembering the Lord, Pada Sevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, Archanam, worshipping the Lord, Vandanam, offering prayers, Dasyam, becoming his servant, Sakyam, becoming his friend, Atma Nivedanam, completely offering everything to the Lord. And this 9 processes starts with which process? Shravanam, hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. It starts with Shravanam. If there is no Shravanam, bhakti hogi nahi, impossible. Because we are not Prahlad, na? When we were in the womb, Narad Muni to aaye nahi hamare liye, mere liye to nahi, aapke liye aaye rahenge. That's a fact. So that's why we should hear as much as possible. And if one of our relatives or some of us are carrying a child in the womb, start right from there. Don't wait. When he'll come out, I'll make him a devotee. Difficult hai. हम नहीं बने ना डिवोटी, हमको इतना साल लगा डिवोटी बनने के लिए. So when the child is in the womb, you have to give him Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan right over there. Then it is going to be beneficial. So if you see in the 9 processes of devotional service, Prahlad Maharaj gave, he started with Shravanam, hearing. Rukmini, how Rukmini saw Krishna? Rukmini saw Krishna by hearing about Krishna. Otherwise, Rukmini had never seen Krishna. She heard about Krishna through different sadhus who used to come to her house. Srila Prabhupada, when Srila Prabhupada met his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Calcutta in 1910, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur made a statement. He said, this boy, that time he was just Abhay, he had just had a pharmacy business. He said, this boy Abhay, he liked to hear, and that's why I like him. He liked to hear, because Abhay used to sit quietly and hear his Guru Maharaj. And then later Srila Prabhupada went to the West and he made so many disciples. And there also Srila Prabhupada said, Western people, and why these Western people were able to become so nice devotees? Because they heard from Srila Prabhupada. What Srila Prabhupada heard from his Guru Maharaj, he went to the West and he gave them the same message. And he gave this message to so many, but very few heard. And they changed their lives because they heard. Otherwise, we cannot imagine, people in the West, we say about breaking regulative principles outside. They break the regulative principles in the womb of their mother. Because mother also drink and the child is inside. The child also drinks naturally. They do everything. So child also is naturally. So before they come out only, they break all the regulative principles. What to speak about outside. But the same people became pure devotees of the Lord, became sannyasis. Why? Because they heard. Hearing is so powerful, right? So hearing about Krishna, Prabhupada says, he says very, very powerful thing. Krishna is within our heart. If you kindly continue to hear about him, that is Krishna, as you are doing, then Krishna will be very much pleased. And Krishna will say, oh, this person is now interested in me. Because nobody is interested in Krishna, so Krishna is also silent to them. But as soon as you become interested, Krishna becomes very active and he says, he is trying to do something, I shall help him. Krishna is there in our heart as Paramatma. And he is quietly sitting and watching all our activities. Because we don't want to hear Krishna, Krishna will never force. Krishna will never force and say, hear me, मैं भगवान हूँ, मेरा पूजा करो, आ जाओ इधर. There are so many billions of people who are worshipping Krishna. Krishna doesn't want all of us, 5, 10 of us. But if we become interested in him, then he will force himself on us. Krishna is like that. If we take one step, Krishna will take 10 steps towards us. But if we are not interested, he will just silently watch. He is a silent witness to everything we do. So that's why Prabhupada says over here, because no one is interested in Krishna, that's why Krishna is also silent. But moment we take interest in Krishna, which starts by hearing about Krishna, Krishna then takes interest in us also. That's why hearing is very, very important, which is the first step. So, Tat Shrunu is the first step. The second step is Yad Nyasasi. So, what is the result of hearing? The result of hearing is that we get knowledge about Krishna. And knowledge is very powerful. We always give this example. Suppose this room is there, okay, this door, when first time you all came over here, you all saw that, right? There was a door over there. कितने लोगों ने notice किया था? अच्छा, शाम अकेले ने किया था. अच्छा, बाकी सब were like only watching Krishna only. Where Krishna will come out from, right? If you all had noticed that door, you all must be thinking, ना इतना बड़ा wall के बीच में दरवाजा क्यों लगाया इन लोगों ने? First time, first program, when you all didn't know कि वहाँ पे क्या है, right? So if it was like that, and we tell you just go through, open that door and go through that, you will be little doubtful, जाना है कि नहीं, कहाँ भेज रहे हैं, मीन्स वैकुंठ नहीं भेज रहे ना, जाओ दरवाजा खोल के एकदम डायरेक्ट टिकट, और कुछ जाना है ना, वापस घर ही नहीं जाना है. बोला नहीं भाई, मैं इतना जल्दी नहीं जाना चाहता हूँ, अभी थोड़ा रुकता हूँ यहाँ पे, बाद में जाता हूँ वैकुंठ. रोको दरवाजा, वैकुंठ का दरवाजा, right? But then later when you all opened and went inside, you all came to know, oh, there is such a nice place where you get good prasad to eat, you can sit nicely, there's such a big whole world only over there. And second time when you came for the program, when you saw that door, then the doubt was no more in your mind, right? You knew what is inside. So second day, if I have told you, go inside, you would have very confidently opened the door and gone inside. Why? Knowledge. Knowledge. See, we have to sit and think. It is knowledge which is the single most entity which removes something called as ignorance. Ignorance means avidya. Ignorance means fear. डर लगता है ना, क्या होगा कल पता नहीं, क्या होगा ऑफिस में, क्या होगा घर में, बच्चों को मिलेगा कि नहीं जॉब, पढ़ाई, जी मैट, GRE, ये वो, मेरा क्या हो, डर, एंजाइटी. वी आर ऑलवेज, ऐसे पाँव हिलना लगता है, ऐसे ऐसे हाथ हिलता है, एंजाइटी, खंत. वाई? नो नॉलेज. No knowledge. If someone gives you knowledge about it, you're clear. You say, fine, let's see what happens. I'll try my best. Ultimately, everything is in the hand of Krishna. But I'll try my best. Knowledge. So when we get knowledge about the Lord, ignorance, avidya goes down. And when avidya, ignorance goes down, we become a little less fearful. A little less. I'm not saying zero. A little less. That is why we should read Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita. It gives us knowledge. It gives us knowledge. Ask someone what is there behind that door. He will tell you, oh, I know what is behind that door. There's a nice kitchen, you can go. We ask someone, approach a guru. Ask a sadhu. Sadhu, guru, shastra, three things. These are three tripods of grahastha life. If we have to live very good grahastha life, three tripods, tripod like this 10. Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. But we are not into that, right? So it's very, very important to get knowledge. Knowledge comes from scriptures, knowledge comes from hearing. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, these are the two books for Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, these two books are enough. I always say we should keep reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 books. If you don't have, buy Bhagavatam. This is the right time to buy Bhagavatam. I am not advertising, I am telling you all. You should have Bhagavatam at home. Bhagavatam is non-different than Krishna himself. In Kali Yuga, Krishna comes in the form of holy name, Hari Katha and Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the literally incarnation, words. Krishna takes the form of words. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll skip this part. Yeah, so these are the two books. So what happens when we read Srimad Bhagavatam? Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or reading Srimad Bhagavatam purifies us of the 6 anarthas what we have. What are the 6 anarthas? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsar. These are the 6 demons which are constantly hitting us. Tongue, 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 tongue karke marte. Sometimes greed comes, sometimes anger comes, sometimes envy, sometimes illusion, sometimes pride. So many things. And we are stuck into that only. These are all anarthas what are stopping us from doing our bhakti to Krishna. So, reading Srimad Bhagavatam helps us to purify ourselves of these 6 anarthas. Bhagavatam also says what exactly happens when we hear Bhagavatam. Shrunatam. Shrunatam means hearing. Shrunatam sakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtanam ridhantasto abhadrani vidurmuti suritsitam. Krishna says, Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma in everyone's heart and benefactor of the truthful devotee, what he does? Cleanses the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of a devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message, which in themselves are virtuous and when properly heard and chanted. So this thing is very important. Desire for material enjoyment. You know why we are struggling so much in life? Desire, इच्छा. इच्छा कोई मरण ही नहीं इच्छा का. एक इच्छा हो गई, दूसरी इच्छा आएगी, फिर तीसरी इच्छा. जिंदगी भर इच्छाओं में खत्म हो रहा है लाइफ. इसकी इच्छा, मेरी इच्छा छोड़ो, बच्चों की इच्छा, पति की इच्छा, बीवी की इच्छा, उनकी भी इच्छा है, मेरी भी इच्छा है, फिर गड़बड़ी गड़बड़. सबकी इच्छाएं सेम है, then it is little harmony, but it is very difficult. How many human beings are there? How many types of human beings are there? हमने बोला बात की थी जर्नी ऑफ सेल्फ डिस्कवरी में 4 लाख 4 लाख तरह के ह्यूमन बींग्स है. सो वी डोंट नो आवर हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ वेदर इट विल बी अ राइट मैच और नॉट. हमारी इच्छाएं कभी मैच ही नहीं होंगी. इट इज़ नॉट कि इट इज़ अननेचुरल, इट इज़ नेचुरल दैट इट विल नॉट मैच. Right? So when we read Bhagavatam, first thing what happens is this desire for material enjoyment reduces. Then I'm okay with this phone. I'm okay with 10 pair of clothes. I don't want 100 pairs. I'm okay with one house. I don't want 3-4 houses. I'm okay with one diamond ring. I don't want 10 diamond rings in my 10 hand to show people. Material desires reduces, and once the material desire reduces, material desires are like a tapa. It's like fever. When person gets too much fever, 104, 105, he shakes. You don't know what to do. So when we get material fever also, we are like that. We don't know what to do. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, it comes down. It comes down. He said, fine, yaar, theek hai. Krishna has given me enough. Let me do best with what I have. Let me do something best. Let me not always say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. I will ask what I can do now with whatever Krishna has given me. Right? So that is the first effect of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloker bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regularly attending classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service on a pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed, and loving service onto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established. This is what happens when we read Bhagavatam. That's why we request everyone to read Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita. And how to read Bhagavad Gita? You have to read it scrutinizingly. Scrutinizingly means something like this. It's come. You see, you read not like, okay, ho gaya. You take a pen, you mark in it, you write in it what I got over here, what Krishna is trying to talk to me from this page of Bhagavad Gita. My understanding, okay, material desires, this page is talking about how to control material desires, how to control material desires. So when you read it, when you mark it, when you keep it like that, that is the time when it goes deep inside your heart. Otherwise it is just reading, okay, I read Bhagavad Gita, puts a part, parts a part. फिर दूसरी पेज, पुट्स अ पार्ट, भगवद गीता पढ़ रहे, क्या बोला भगवद गीता में, क्या बोला है, बहुत अच्छा बोला है, क्या बोला है, नहीं बहुत अच्छा बोला है, क्या बोला है. Right? So after coming for 1 year for Bhagavad Gita classes, at least something you should be able to tell. Right? Which you will definitely be able to tell, I'm sure. If I give you a mic, something will definitely come. But when we read Bhagavad Gita, we should read it like this. Mark on it, right? See, like this page, I don't know, this is 2.55 shloka, where how does one give up material desires? And Krishna is written over here. Material desires are due to material, what is this? Concoction. That is by contemplating about material desires. So don't keep thinking about material desires. That's what Krishna says over here. And then he is given also how one can find satisfaction in this purport. So when you read it and write it like this Bhagavad Gita will remain with you. Each one of you should have your own personal copy of Bhagavad Gita. घर के लिए एक नहीं, पूरे परिवार के लिए एक नहीं. अब सबका एक फोन रहता है ना, परिवार का एक फोन होता है क्या? नहीं, पहले होता था, अभी नहीं. वैसे भगवद गीता भी सबका एक पर्सनल कॉपी होना चाहिए. माय पर्सनल कॉपी, श्याम पटेल, माय पर्सनल कॉपी. उसके ऊपर जिंदगी भर घसते रहो मार्कर पेन लेके, 4 साल 5 साल 10 साल जिंदगी भर. नॉट टिल 58 के बाद सब रिटायर होते हैं. यू आर रिडंडेंट, यू आर लाइक अ बॉक्स एंड दे विल पुट यू इन अ शोकेस. बट भगवद गीता इज नेवर रिटायर्ड. You are 80, 90, 100 years you read Bhagavad Gita. So if you start that habit now, just imagine for coming 10, 20 years, you will have your entire manual ready. Then you open any page, oh, it's already written. Okay, this is what I read last time. Okay, let me read it again. You should have one Gita, your Gita, like that. Don't put it in the cover and keep it in the showcase. Bhagavad Gita, जशी आहे तशीच ठेवायची तिला. नाही, तिला उघडा, वाचा, त्याच्यावर लिहा. Let the pages get toned. थोड़ा गंदा होने दो उसे, हाथ लगने दो, तभी होगा ना. नहीं तो उसको लाल कपड़े में लपेट के ऊपर ही रखा है तो फिर हमको भी एक दिन लपेट के वो लोग लेके जाएंगे और वो उधर ही रहेगा. इट्स अ फैक्ट. दिस हैज टू बी नेक्स्ट टू योर बेडरूम, नेक्स्ट टू योर बेड. वहाँ पे होनी चाहिए. उठाओ, पढ़ो उसको. तभी होगा, नहीं तो इट्स सो डिफिकल्ट टू गेट भगवत ज्ञान, वेरी डिफिकल्ट है, राइट. सो वी शुड बी डूइंग प्रयास फ्रॉम आवर साइड, देन कृष्णा विल ओपन अप द डोर्स. देन कृष्णा विल से, यार कितना पढ़ता है ये, मार्कर वार्कर लेके घिस रहा है कितना, ओके आई विल गिव हिम नॉलेज. देन कृष्णा ओपन्स द इनसाइड डोर, राइट. सो दैट ऑल्सो विल सी नेक्स्ट हाउ व्हाट कृष्णा सेज अबाउट इट. सो न्यात न्याससी. एंड व्हाट इज द नॉलेज दैट वी विल गेट. आप बोलते हैं ना भगवत गीता में नॉलेज है, क्या नॉलेज है. दिस इज वन ऑफ द श्लोकास फ्रॉम 7th chapter. कृष्णा टेल्स to Arjuna, O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, I am the light of sun and moon, I am the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, I am the sound of ether and the ability in man. So this chapter 7, Krishna tells Arjuna, मैं कौन हूँ? Who am I? What is my power? You think I'm just your friend? Wait, I'll tell you, मैं कौन हूँ. He said, ta 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 ta. Arjun gets, my God, I didn't know मैं किसके साथ उठ के बैठ के नाटक टाइम पास कर रहा था ना. कृष्णा एंड दे वर फ्रेंड ना, बोथ ऑफ देम. वो उसका मजाक करता था पहले, महाभारत वॉर के पहले. सो ही इज सेइंग, आई डिडंट नो कृष्णा हु यू आर, आई एम सॉरी इफ आई वुड हैव ऑफेंडेड यू. एंड देन कृष्णा टेल्स ऑल हिज विभूतिज, विभूति योग. एंड इफ यू सी दिस श्लोका, दिस इज द 7th chapter. कृष्णा सेज, ओ सन ऑफ कुंती, आई एम द टेस्ट ऑफ. हाँ, अभी ये आप बोलोगे वाटर में टेस्ट है क्या? वाटर तो वाटर है, बट जब प्यास लगती है तो प्यास कौन बुझाता है? कोई मिल्क शेक या ऑरेंज जूस, वो थोड़ा ऑरेंज जूस पिया तो अच्छा लगेगा, बट 2 मिनट के बाद वापस प्यास लगेगी. एंड अनलेस एंड अंटिल यू डोंट ड्रिंक वाटर, द थर्स्ट विल नॉट बी क्विंच. एंड व्हेन यू आर वेरी थर्स्टी, यू ड्रिंक वाटर, यू विल गेट अ टेस्ट ऑफ वाटर. विल से, कृष्णा सेज, आई एम दैट. देन ही सेज, आई एम द लाइट ऑफ सन एंड द मून. बोलो तो सुबह और रात, बचा ही नहीं कुछ और, राइट. Then says, I am the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, I am the sound and ether, I am the ability in man and woman. The ability, हमको लगता है ना ये मैंने किया, ये मैंने किया प्रभु जी, ये ना ये देखो मैंने बिल्डिंग, ये मंदिर मैंने बनाया है. हमको लगता है ना ये मठ मेरा है, मैं चेयरमैन हूँ, मैं ट्रेजर हूँ, ये सब मैं ही देखता हूँ, इन सबको कुछ नहीं आता है, मैं ही किया है. Krishna says, that ability is given by me, Baba, what you talking about? I am the ability in man. अभी बचा है क्या हमारे पास? सब ले लिया. Krishna says, I am that. Now, why this is important? Knowledge about Krishna. So, when we go out in the morning, we see what? Sun. So, we should remember whom? He is saying, ना, I am sun. और कोई बोला क्या मैं sun हूँ बोल के? मैंने तो अभी तक नहीं सुना, आप लोगों ने सुना? कोई आके बोला ये सूर्य मैं हूँ, मैं अवतार लेके इधर आया है तुम्हारे बीच में अभी, ऐसा कोई बोला है क्या? कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं, आई एम सन, आई एम मून ऑल्सो. सो रात में कौन है? बोले सुबह सन सुबह ही है, रात को कृष्णा नहीं है, रात को बिंदास जाके पार्टी करो. बोलो चांद भी मैं ही हूँ. बोले तो तुम कोई भी गड़बड़ करेगा, मैं सुबह देखेगा रात को भी देखेगा, मेरे से मिस ही नहीं हो सकता है, राइट. अभी आप बोलेगा ओके रात को सुबह अंदर जाके होटल में गड़बड़ करता हूँ, सूर्य चांद कोई नहीं दिखेगा. ही इज सेइंग व्हाट? वेयर इट इज, आई एम द साउंड इन ईथर. ईथर मीन्स व्हाट? स्पेस. मीन्स एवरीवेयर. तो कुछ छोड़ा ही नहीं क्या? छोड़ेंगे कैसा? एवरीथिंग बिलोंग्स टू गॉड, एवरीथिंग बिलोंग्स टू गॉड. हम कैसे चोरी करके कुछ कर सकते हैं, राइट. दिस इज व्हाट इज द नॉलेज अबाउट कृष्णा. So when we see what is knowledge Krishna is giving, then we become Krishna conscious, because everything is around Krishna. So when we drink water, we remember Krishna. When you see the sun and moon, we remember Krishna. When we do something nice, ऑफिस में बोलते वाह क्या किया तूने, मैंने किया बोलना, but अंदर से I know कृष्णा ने किया, because Krishna says I am the ability. So naturally we will become Krishna conscious. It is natural for us. This हम बोलते हैं ना International Society for Krishna Consciousness, प्रभुपाद ने जो बोला है, it is natural for us to become conscious of Krishna as per Bhagavad Gita. It is not immature. It is not an artificial imposition. We are saying okay कृष्णा को पूजो. कृष्णा बोल रहा है सब तो मेरा ही है, तुम्हारा कुछ है ही नहीं, right. So this Krishna consciousness is a very natural imposition. Of all the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name japa. Krishna says in 10th chapter 25th shloka. Here it is. Then in 10th chapter 11th shloka, Krishna says this: to show them special mercy who worship him, I dwell in their hearts and destroy with shining lamp the knowledge of darkness born of ignorance, as I have said. So when Krishna sees that we are doing prayas, हम प्रयास कर रहे हैं, so then Krishna opens the door from inside. Then he gives that shining lamp of knowledge by which all the andhakar gets away. Now he will not give you answer sheet of or question paper of your NEET exam or your other exams, but He will give you ability by which you can handle that situation peacefully. And at the same time also accept the result of that activity peacefully. You get into it or you don't get into it. You are peaceful. You become a doctor or you don't become a doctor this year. You are peaceful. That is the ability Krishna will give you. Otherwise, we get mad with results what come. Forget about engineering or medicine exam. Even if our family members or our children or our wife or our husband don't behave the way we want, khatam. Cold war chalu hota hai, which turns into world war afterwards. Krishna gives you that understanding by which you are peacefully accepting things as they are and focusing on the goal of life. That is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not something to be read for कर्म करते जाओ और कुछ मत करो, 80 साल का हो गया तभी मैं भगवद गीता पढ़ूंगा, तब तक उधर ही रहेगी वो, तब तक मैं कर्म करते रहूंगा. अरे मर जाएगा कर्म करते करते. फैक्ट है. Bhagavad Gita should be taught to children when they are 5 years old, not when you are 80 years old. Right? So this is what is asamshaya. This is what is your knowledge. Thereby we get knowledge. And what happens by knowledge? Asamshaya, all the doubts get cleared. We have so many doubts, right? As I said, ye hoga, ye nahi hoga, kya pata nahi, we don't know, right? If you see our ancestors in our Vedic time, they were so happy. They were not so doubtful. They were okay, fine, gadbad hai, ho jayega kuch na kuch to. But we, in spite of having so much of technology, so much of power, so much of information, we are always in anxiety. होगा कि नहीं, क्या पता क्या होगा, इतना ही है मेरे पास, 5 ही करोड़ है, 10 करोड़ चाहिए थे, अभी मैं क्या करूँ. अरे 5 करोड़ बहुत होते हैं. बट वी आर इन एंजाइटी, और चाहिए और चाहिए और चाहिए. Doubts. So this, when we get this knowledge, asamshaya, all the doubts get cleared, not only about spirituality, but also about material life, what we are living. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in India, his Guru Maharaj, he told him, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you go to the West and preach this message of Bhagavad Gita to the Western people, because Indians are no more interested in Krishna now. They just got independence. Now they are like, उछलते बच्चे नाच कर रहे हैं, अभी कोट पहन रहे हैं, सूट पहन रहे हैं, सिगार फूक रहे हैं, बिकॉज हमारा लीडर ही सिगार फूकता था ना, पता है ना कौन, वो सिगार फूकता था. तो उसको जशी राजा तशी, हाँ वो सिगार फूका तो हमको लगा रहे सिगार ही फूकना चाहिए, वो और बहुत कुछ है उसका, तो वो सब दे के गया हमको विरासत में, हम वैसे ही बन गए. We became like that, right? And that time, 1960s, no one in India was interested in Krishna. No one was interested in Bhagavad Gita. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur knew that they are acharyas, they understand what's going to happen. And Prabhupada was very prominent young boy, very good in his English and very good in his Shastra, because his father was very Shastrik. So, very first meeting, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his guru, he said, you look like to be a very young and educated boy. Why don't you preach this message of Krishna to the Western world? First meeting, they don't even know each other. Because there was an emergency. People in India were not taking the message of Krishna. So, when there is emergency, the instruction is also like that, emergency. So, Prabhupada was very young that time. Prabhupada didn't understand what's happening. This Babaji meeting me for the first time and he's telling me this. Okay, I listened to him, but he didn't take it fully. Over a period of time, he started continuing his association with him, and slowly his faith and devotion started becoming solidified in what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying. And later, at the age of 70, so Prabhupada got this instruction when he was 25 years old. And ऐसा नहीं कि Prabhupada didn't try. Prabhupada tried his best to do preaching, to give this message of Bhagavad Gita to Indians. But that time Indians were, they got one more toy. You know what was that toy? New thing. एक बच्चे को नया toy मिलता है तो बहुत खुश होता है उसके साथ. That time Indians were introduced to chai. You know what is chai? Tea. Cha है cha. In 1960s के पहले there was no tea in India. Tea वही लोग आए ना Britishers, वो they used to feel and they used to eat Darjeeling tea. वो Darjeeling tea, वो लोग दार्जिलिंग जाते थे, इधर 4 लोगों को मारते थे ब्रिटिशर्स, फिर उधर हिल स्टेशन पे जाके दार्जिलिंग चाय पीते थे. हमारे इंडियंस को क्या लगा, भाई साहब उधर दार्जिलिंग चाय पिएगा म्हणजे तू इंग्लिश मैन. They used to also drink Darjeeling tea, and that is how tea became so famous in India. पहले टी नहीं थी, there was nothing called tea. Prabhupada writes an article, now the Indians are attached to tea, they don't want Krishna, they want tea. If you just see around 50, even before independence, I'd seen one movie long time back. In that movie, one old lady was there, and I think her grandson offered her tea. So she said, "मेरा धर्म भ्रष्ट करेगा क्या मैं चाय देके मुझे?" So that was people's consciousness. But now, सुबह चाय नहीं पिया तो 10 बजे तक क्या होता है, सर दुखने लगता है, फिर एक मस्त चाय पीना पड़ता है. क्योंकि लोग बोलते हैं मैं उपास रखा है आज. उपास कैसा उपास? संकष्टी है मेरा. मस्त शाम को चाय पी के संकष्टी का उपास तोड़ने का. चाय पी के संकष्टी का उपास तोड़ के बोलो तो मुझे, बिफोर आई केम टू ISKCON आई गॉट ऑल दिस, आई गॉट टू सी ऑल दिस, राइट? So this is how things were getting, worse in India. And we can see all that now, what it is just multiplied. So Prabhupada at that time, he said, nothing is going to happen over here. What Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, my Guru Maharaj told me, I will go to the West. And he goes in this cargo ship, Jal Duta, to cut the whole story short. On the voyage, he gets 2 heart attacks. Third heart attack, gone. 70 years old. कोई है यहाँ पे 70 साल? कोई नहीं, right? You'll understand what is the problem of a 70-year-old man, and he's going alone to America in a 30 days ship on this rough sea and having 2 heart attacks. Somehow he survives. He goes to America, no help. He's alone. यहाँ पे तो AC है, प्रोजेक्टर है, 10 लोगों को आप लोगों को बुलाया है, 200 लोग बैठेंगे तभी हम कुछ बोलेंगे. वहाँ पे कोई नहीं था. किसको देंगे भागवतम क्लास? किसी ने सुना ही नहीं कृष्णा के बारे में. Who wants India in 1970s? At least now people are looking to India. In 1970s, India was considered as snake charmers. They were considered जादू टोना करने वाले आदिवासीज. Who will listen to an Indian coming to America in 1970s? Right? But he never gave up. He knew Krishna will have some plan, and he was persistent. He never gave up. That was the only thing of Srila Prabhupada. And Krishna reciprocated. Krishna reciprocated with Srila Prabhupada, and that is why so many Americans and Westerners became devotees just by hearing his Vani. Because his Vani had that power, because he was persistent. He never gave up Krishna in difficulties. थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी आया जब छोड़ जाते हैं हम लोग. थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी आया वो बाद में, थोड़ा अभी दूसरा कुछ करते हैं. Difficulties are our test. Krishna is testing us. Have you come here to serve me, or have you come here to disturb me? थोड़ा hard line है, but that is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavatam, sorry. Have you come here to serve me, or have you come here to disturb me? How we disturb Krishna? Krishna ये दे दो, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये चाहिए. Krishna ये मेरे साथ तुमने ठीक नहीं किया, मैं छोड़ देता हूँ तुम्हारा जप करना. अरे मैंने थोड़ी एडवर्टाइज किया था तुम जप करोगे तो ये सब दोगे बोल के मैं. Right? So are we here to serve Krishna or disturb Krishna? We have to be very clear. We are here to serve Krishna because we are serving everyone in this world. सबको हम सेवा कर रहे हैं, सबका सेवा कर रहे हैं और एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं वो सेवा हम जिसका कर रहे हैं वो कुछ तो रेसिप्रोकेट करेगा. But they are in their own world. They will no one will reciprocate because only Krishna can reciprocate to you the way you want. Right? So Krishna reciprocates, and Krishna reciprocates to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada say, chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, follow the 4 regulative principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, and never offend a Vaishnava, means don't do anything wrong. And I guarantee you that you will go back home, back to Godhead, Vaikuntha. So Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, based on the authority of scriptures, they can give us this assurance. How to go home, back to Godhead, not otherwise. The next step is Mad Ashraya. You take my shelter. So once we hear about Krishna, Tat Shrunu, Yat Nyasasi, we get knowledge. And then doubts will go. After the doubts go, then we become very clear in our mind. And then we take Ashraya of Lord. Someone said, na, Ashraya, shelter, jo bhi hai. Take shelter of the Lord. One example of taking shelter of the Lord was Prahlad. No matter what problems came, his own father was killing him. In front of him, he was put under elephant's legs. In front of, everyone, he was put between the poisonous snakes. He was thrown from top, every possible thing. Then finally he took a sword and started killing him. Every possible situation, what we cannot imagine, Prahlad Maharaj went. But he never gave up shelter of the Lord. Now what do you mean by shelter of the Lord? Shelter, ashray. So when we say shelter, Just like a house, right now this roof is providing us shelter. So we are outside this roof, the rains are falling. If there is shelter, if this shelter is not there, rains will come on us. So we have taken the shelter of this roof to protect us from rains. Agree? So when we have problems in life, whose shelter we take to protect us from that problem is the definition of shelter. बहुत difficult है ये question. When we have problems in life, problem, it may be external problem or problem created by our own mind. Whose shelter I take? Do I take shelter of alcohol? Do I take shelter of smoking? Do I take shelter of just watching some movies? Do I take shelter of procrastination, just waste some time? Do I take shelter of all bad things and nonsense? Or do I take shelter of my own mind? Or do I take shelter of Krishna? That is the meaning of taking shelter. Not only in problems, even in good times. When everything is perfect, they used to say, na, when everything is nice in movie, what the hero heroine does, they dance in the garden. When there is problem, where the hero will go? Temple. भगवान ऐसा क्यों किया तुमने? अरे मैंने क्या किया? तुम नाच रहे थे उधर तो भी मैंने कुछ किया क्या? अभी प्रॉब्लम आया तो मैंने किया, ऐसे कैसे? So it is not shelter only in problems, even in good times. What we do in good times? Do we remember Lord in good times? Lord, thank you very much. Because of you I got this. Now help me not to become very proud in this. Or हम लोग, yeah, we just dance, call everyone and show them our wealth and show them our opulence. मेरा लड़के को इंजीनियर बन गया, डॉक्टर बन गया, देख तेरा लड़का 4 अटेम्प्ट में उधर बैठा है अभी तक. We just show it to the whole world to glorify ourselves, or we thank the Lord. So shelter in both cases, in difficulties and in happiness also. That is the meaning of shelter. When Prahlad, we can speak on hours and hours on Prahlad, when he was in all difficulties, he took shelter of the Lord. And when Lord came in front of him in this Adbhut avatar, Prahlad was sober. He didn't say, देखा ना मेरे लिए आया, देखो ऐसा बन के आया. Chandra, Indra, Varuna, Lord Shiva also was standing over there. Prahlad didn't tell Shiva, तूने देखा कि इसको ऐसा मेरे लिए बने भगवान ऐसे. मैं. He was just standing like this. Even now in the photo you see Prahlad over there, he's just standing like this, folding his hand. He is not standing like this. ही मेरे लिए आया बोल के ऐसा टेक के नहीं रुका है. अभी हम लोग रथ यात्रा कर रहे थे, 4-5 लोग रथ पे ऐसे रुके थे, ऐसे रथ उन्होंने ही बनाया है. So no etiquettes also how to receive Lord. People are so downgraded in this Kali Yuga. See Prahlad Maharaj is standing like this, eyes like this down, and he is standing like a humble servant. He is not saying I called him. So when there are happy times, still taking shelter of Lord. Right? Which is this photograph? Which Leela is this? So you all know it. Great. So that I can, tell you in short. So when he slept, both of them came, Duryodhana and Arjun, to ask for help. And Duryodhana sat near the head, because he is always the head. He don't like to sit near the tail. And he came first, by the way. And Arjun came second, and Arjun was naturally sitting near the legs of the Lord. Lord was sleeping. Lord gets up. He opens his eyes. First time he see whom? Arjun. Then Duryodhana also say, मैं भी आया हूँ, ठीक, बैठ. Then they say, why you have come? They say, we are going to fight, you know it. Now we have come here to ask for help. He said, what help I can do? This is your family matter. What I can do? You are both are brothers. I don't want to get it. No. You have to help us, Duryodhana says. He says, okay, fine. If you want to help, he thinks for some time. He says, okay, fine. I have 2 options. On one side, I have my Narayani Sena. Narayani Sena is like undestructible Sena. Whoever has that Sena will win. And one side, I am there. But I will not fight. Whom you want? Duryodhana said, wait, Duryodhana, I saw Arjun first. Duryodhana said, I came first. He said, no, you came first, but I saw Arjun first. Let him ask. So when Lord told Arjun to ask, without even thinking once, he asked whom? I want you, Lord. I don't want Narayani Sena. Duryodhana becomes very happy. He said, okay, fine. Now Arjuna asked for you. Actually, I also wanted you only, Krishna. But he has taken you, no. Now you give me Narayani Sena only. So he gets Narayani Sena, अंदर एकदम खुश होके दंडवत चला गया. And Arjun is sitting over here. Arjun is happy, satisfied. The Lord is asking, Arjun, pagal, I'm not going to fight. My Narayani Sena, I told you once who is Narayani Sena. No one can destroy Narayani Sena. And this Duryodhana is gone, taking Narayani Sena. So then, one Kavi, he writes this. Krishna tells Arjuna, he says, हार निश्चित है तेरी, हर दम रहेगा उदास. Now Krishna is telling whom? Arjuna. माखन दुर्योधन ले गया, केवल छाछ बची तेरे पास. दूध का इंपॉर्टेंट माखन होता है ना श्याम, छाछ का क्या है, वो तो पानी है, पतला, बाहर फेंक दे उसको. तो भगवान इज सेइंग, लॉर्ड इज सेइंग, माखन दुर्योधन ले गया, केवल छाछ बची तेरे पास. देन अर्जुन इज ऑल्सो नॉट लेस. ही सेज, जीत निश्चित है मेरी, दास हूं मैं, कभी नहीं रहूंगा उदास. माखन लेके क्या करूं जब माखन चोर है मेरे पास. So we have to be very careful, either we are, no, yeah. So it's Krishna, and one side is Krishna and other side is Krishna's. बस ये समझ में आ गया तो और कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं आज, right? Are we selecting or choosing Krishna, or we are choosing Krishna's resources? This is a resource of Krishna. Krishna ने बनाया, ये थोड़ी बिल गेट्स ने बनाया है. Earth, it is made of 5 elements. वो थोड़ी बिल गेट्स ने बनाया, ये तो कृष्णा ने सब बनाया. वो सब उसको बना ऐसे मिक्स करके ये मोबाइल बनाया उन्होंने. सो एट एवरी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, आर वी चूजिंग कृष्णा और वी चूजिंग कृष्णाज रिसोर्सेस? व्हेन वी गेट एंग्री, एंगर इज ऑल्सो रिसोर्स ऑफ कृष्णा. आर वी चूजिंग नॉट टू बिकम एंग्री फॉलोइंग कृष्णा, और आर वी चूजिंग आई वॉन्ट टू बिकम एंग्री बिकॉज दैट्स माई नेचर? आर वी फॉलोइंग आवर ओन सेल्फ? Every point of time we have to ask this question. Even time is a resource of Krishna. Are we using this time in chanting about Krishna, or we are using this time to see some movie on Netflix? Right? So we have to decide, we become Duryodhan or we become Arjun. So that is the meaning of taking shelter. And once we do this, yogam yunjaha, that is practice bhakti yoga. So what is Bhakti Yoga? Bhakti Yoga means in every situation remembering Krishna. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mad anusmarana yuddhacha. Krishna tells Arjuna, you fight, you are a Kshatriya, it's your nature to fight, but whenever you are fighting, remember me and fight. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarana yuddhacha. Whatever we do, we are doctors, engineers, teachers, housewife, students, whatever activity we do, remember Krishna and do it. And the next level is offer the result of all of that to Krishna. Then we are Krishna conscious. Then we are following what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, acting for Krishna. So this shloka of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita summarizes the entire activity of bhakti. Yat karosi, yad ashnasi, yad jujoshi dadashi, yat tapasya kaunteya, tat karosi mad arpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerity you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, black and white, no confusions, no doubt. Some commentators of Bhagavad Gita twist it. No, Krishna is not telling that. He is telling actually something else. अरे क्या black and white लिखा है देखो यहाँ पे. Whatever you do, offer it to me. Whatever act, whatever action, whatever eat, whatever we eat. So even prasad, what we are eating, it is bhoga prepared and offered to the Lord. And Lord says what he eats, patram pushpam phalam toyam. That's why no eating, no meat eating. Simple. Because meat we cannot offer to the Lord. You see how all the dots are connected? So when you follow the bhakti process, you are following Bhagavad Gita unknowingly. Right? So this is what Krishna says. Whatever you do, offer it to me. That is the process of bhakti. And by doing this, finally, Maya Sakta Mana Partha, the first line. Now you are able to relate to this shloka. Now we will repeat this shloka once and then we will complete. Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjam Madashrayah Asamshaya Samagramyam Yat Nyasasi Tat Shruno. So here Lord says, in the 7th chapter, right at the start, Maya Sakta Mana Partha, become attached to me. And then he tells the steps how we can become attached to the Lord. It starts with Tat Shrunu, hear about me. And once we hear about the Lord, we get knowledge about the Lord. This knowledge will remove all the doubts, asamshayaha. And once the doubts are clear, then we will take ashraya of the Lord, and then we will perform our bhakti process to the Lord, by which we will be attached to the Lord. So you see, every shloka of Bhagavad Gita is so scientific. हमको लगा भगवद गीता ऐसा ही कुछ तो लिखा है. We can actually break down and understand this every shloka of Gita by when we read the purports of acharyas. That's why reading the purports are very important, and that's why when we read this in connection to bhakti, we understand it better. So this is what Krishna said about achieving the topmost goal. The highest goal is achieving mam evam uttamam gati. That is being engaged in my transcendental service. Service is very important. Seva. He is sure to attain me, and this is the highest and the most perfect goal. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So when you go home, maybe tomorrow also, you can read chapter 7. So what we discussed today is only the first shloka